All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and in today's video, I'm going to completely reform the way that you've been handling Deepsight resonant weapons inside Destiny 2. If you're like me, these weapons drop to you, and the first thing you do is throw them in the vault because you're going to go back and beat them later here at the Shirochi checkpoint. And you might be thinking to yourself, Lucky, you really making a Shirochi checkpoint video? No, we're going to do this Shirochi checkpoint IQ 200, okay? Because we're going to go over an exact build that helps you efficiently beat this way faster and get your supers back and not waste as many raid banners, okay? Before we get into that, though, of course, go to Hawthorne, pick up the raid banners using Glimmer or Legendary Shards, and this will save you from having to buy too many or waste too many when you're at this checkpoint. If you're on a Titan or Warlock, you don't want to be on that character. You want to be on a Hunter. So make sure you go to the wish wall, enter this wish in here on your Hunter. You'll be brought to the Shirochi checkpoint. You already all know this by now, I'm sure. Now that you're here, you slap on all of your Deepsight resonant weapons, and you're ready to go. You're wanting to farm this checkpoint as efficiently as possible. Some of you are smart out there and you throw on an Orpheus rig and you throw on Deadfall, but there's way more to it than that. Of course, we're going to go over Marksman Dodge. This is going to allow you to reload your weapon. We don't need a bunch of smoke grenades. We're not trying to throw our abilities at the enemies. We're trying to shoot them with the weapons. And so we're going to use this to reload our weapons. And then we have Triple Jump. Doesn't matter which jump you use, doesn't matter which smoke you use, and doesn't matter which grenade you use. It does matter which aspects you use, because Silas Executioner and Vanishing Step allow you to have 4 fragments. So pick those 2. And when we have 4 fragments, we can actually pick 4 that greatly help us in our efforts to efficiently clear this checkpoint as fast as possible so we can get through all of these Deepsight resonant weapons so we don't have to waste hours and hours and hours at this checkpoint. I feel like I'm here all the time farming my Taipan, farming all of these Deepsight weapons that I get from the raid, the Kingsfall raid now, and all of these other variations that I have right here that are just sitting in my vault that I every now and again log in and get done or do at the end of stream and stuff. So first up, the fragment we're going over is Echo of Reprisal. Make sure you have this thing on. This is probably the most important one. Final blows when surrounded by combatants grant super energy. You're surrounded by Take and Thrall. As soon as you get any kills on them, this is going to give you a big chunk of super energy. Getting your super back means another tether, which means you don't have to put down another raid banner, or at least not as often as you would ordinarily need to, okay? Next up, we're going to talk about Echo of Domineering. After suppressing a target, you gain greatly increased mobility for short duration, and your equipped weapons is reloaded from reserves. This is really sick because the tether itself actually suppresses enemies. And so all of the suppressed enemies that get killed by your auto rifle, SMG, sniper, grenade launcher, whatever it may be, they are going to reload your weapons for you each time a new target gets tethered, i.e. gets suppressed. So keep that in mind. Echo of Domineering is actually really nice and really advantageous when you're out there, so that way you don't have to reload as much. When you do have to reload, of course, just hit the dodge button, so that way you can reload really fast. Next up, we're going to talk about Echo of Starvation. Picking up an Orb of Power grants Devour. Now, this is going to keep you alive because every hit that you take from a Thrall, or most especially that blast that Shirochi throws at you, will sometimes greatly hurt you or potentially kill you. And if you have a Devour on, every kill you get will extend the timer of Devour, basically making it so that you're full health the entire time, which is really nice. And then along with that, we're going to use Echo of Persistence, so that way that timer is especially long, so we never run out of Devour. So that way we're always just staying at full health. You'll find this to be way more helpful when you're doing the Shirochi checkpoint, okay? Then you're going to throw all of your Deepsight resonant weapons on. Of course, you can throw a variety of different ones on. Doesn't matter which one you go with. And then we'll go over the mods that I have. I have a bunch of
Goofy
armor here because really I don't care much about this build. The only thing I really want is 100 intellect, and I would like as much mobility as possible, but the armor that I got thrown on here wasn't really the best, so I don't have that much mobility, but it really doesn't matter because the large majority of my weapons are going to get reloaded from Echo of Domineering, and I'll get my dodge back pretty fast anyway, so... Kinetic Siphon and Harmonic Siphon, so that way we can make some orbs, so we can get that Devour timer, taking charge, so that way when we make those orbs, we can pick them up, and that will get us charged with light. And then we're going to have extra reserves here. While charged with light, defeating combatants with void damage grants a chance to drop special ammo. This effect consumes all stacks with charged with light. The more stacks you have, the higher your chance of gaining ammo drop. This isn't a necessary mod, but it is a nice mod when getting your ammo back, so that way you don't have to use quite as many rally banners when you're trying to finish it with special ammo weapons. Next up, we'll talk about Supreme Wellmaker. I'm going to have this on. And the reason why is because when I pop my tether, I'll get those 3 elemental wells. And then along with that, I'll use elemental charge, so that way I can get charged with light from that to then reproc into my extra reserves. And then I'm also going to throw on this mod here, which is Heavy-Handed, which is while surrounded by multiple combatants, defeating a combatant with a fusion rifle, shotgun sidearm, or submachine gun adds ammo for that weapon to your reserve. So if I'm using this for a Deepsight Resonance fusion, shotgun sidearm, SMG, I'll add ammo for that weapon to my reserves. And obviously you could spec this out a little bit more differently based on which weapons you're doing. And clearly you don't want to spend a ton of time build crafting. I just figured I would mention that those mods actually can be beneficial to your Shurochi checkpoint farming. And so with that being said, I'll just simply place a rally banner down, and you can see how efficiently this will work. What you want to do is get your tether in a certain spot where you can tether the first group of ads and the second group of ads. So usually what I do is put my tether right on top here, and this will grab this first group of ads. I can then shoot them, and they're going to get multiple targets getting suppressed. I'll reload in between spawn waves. Okay, I can shoot these guys with the sniper that I also have to get done. Good. Alright. Perfect. Dropped a variety of different orbs there. Go pick those up, and then I have my super. And just like that, I can use my tether again here and kill the rest of these enemies, or I can just restart the checkpoint in its entirety. Personally, sometimes I shoot all the enemies there if there's a good group of them. Sometimes I restart the checkpoint. It doesn't really matter. But in doing that, I basically can make it so I can save my rally banners, or my raid banners rather, so that way I can constantly cycle through a variety of different weapons and not have to spend tons and tons of legendary shards to redo this checkpoint. So hopefully you found this helpful. This will hopefully get you through all of your Deepsight resonant weapons as fast and as efficiently as possible. There may be some methods and methodologies that I could use to do this even more efficiently, and if there are, please comment those down below, and I will definitely make some amendments to this video. But that's my most efficient Deepsight resonant farm video. Hopefully you found it helpful. Make sure to subscribe if you did. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Later.